How's everybody today? Good. Well, we've had a pretty good week so far, and I think the message to our team is everybody needs to focus on playing their best football in a game like this, one play at a time. Stay focused on the things that are going to help you execute. Games like this, you basically come down to who can execute the best, which is blocking, tackling, throwing, catching, covering people, playing on the line of scrimmage, winning on the line of scrimmage, turnovers, explosive plays. Don't want to make mental errors and that type of thing. So everybody's got to be ready to do their job, and I think that regardless of how big the game is made out to be, the most important thing is that the players can stay focused on doing the things that are going to help them play well in the game. This is a great opportunity for our team to play against an outstanding team that's obviously one of the best teams in the country. They've certainly proven that with their body of work to this point. Been dominant on offense in terms of their ability to run and throw the ball, and their defense has played extremely well. So, the thing that's most important right now when you get down the stretch is, can you stay focused on playing your best football? I'm talking about every day in practice and preparation, because sometimes you get bored, with doing these things. But teams that can keep their energy and enthusiasm up and stay focused on doing things the right way and continuing to create good habits and not bad habits goes a long ways for being able to execute when the game comes. So everybody practiced today, so we don't really have any injuries to report. We have to see how guys respond sometimes to the work that they did. We'll do that, tomorrow. But all the guys that are injured have done more and more each day and gotten better and better, so hopefully they'll continue to improve. We know this is going to be a great atmosphere for this game. Two good football teams. We have a great venue here, Bryant-Denny Stadium, great fans. So if you're a competitor, these are the kind of games and opportunities that you look forward to and the ones that you always remember. So we're excited to try to do the best job we can for our players.
Start right here with Nick, the struggles offensively on third down efficiency, is that just a byproduct of being behind the chains, down in distance?
Well, I think it's a combination of things. I think that, we need to protect better. I think the quarterbacks had too much pressure on them at times. I think, we need to throw and catch it a little bit better. I think people need to do a better job of getting open. We have to have better timing in what we're doing. And I think that obviously if you can play with consistency and have third down and 3 to 6, you got a much better chance to convert if it's third down and long. So I think it's probably a combination of all those things and things that we worked hard on to try to improve.
Two quick questions, Nick. I know you just talked about the injured players and everyone practicing today. Hey, have you already determined the availability or how much that Dominic and Ronnie will be able to play, or whether they'll be able to play, or is that a determination you'll make?
Well, the determination is how well and how much they improve day to day, based on what they did the day before. And we've been very pleased with their progress. So we're hopeful that both guys will continue to progress and both guys will be able to play. Now, I don't have a crystal ball like to say the guy's going to be able to last the whole game and not get, have an issue or a problem. But, when it comes right down to it, it's a lot about the player and whether he feels like he can go out there and do his job. And if he I know they're all going to want to play, but you got to make the decision based on, what's best for the team and you being able to do your job.
And second question, just in terms of the weather, when there is the threat of inclement weather as there is this weekend, how much do you track that during the course of the week? And have you done anything this week just to prepare for?
Yeah, we always do wet ball. But, like when we played at Georgia, you can track, you can do whatever you want, you can pray, you can go to church every day, you can do whatever you want. But at the end of the day, if it's going to rain, it's going to rain. I guarantee it. So you got to play the hand that's dealt you. So I don't spend a whole lot of time worrying about it. I do watch the Weather Channel every day, not because we got a game on Saturday and it might rain. I have my coffee and 2 Debbie cookies, and for 15 minutes I watch the Weather Channel, which is, out of the 15 minutes, probably 8 of it is commercials. But I'm good with that.
With how much they like to run the ball, what are you telling the secondary this week so that they don't fall asleep and they hit them over the top with play action?
Well, eye control is important. Everybody has a key, the key run pass, and you have to do a good job of have disciplined eye control so that if a player releases and you read run pass, that you're going to play pass defense if that's your job. I mean, if you've got run support and they block, then you need to run support. So everybody's got to be disciplined in keying what they're supposed to and not look at the wrong things. And when you start looking at the quarterback and watching them fake the ball, that's when you get fooled and somebody pops out of the ground behind you. So they have some really good play action passes, and I think we have a lot of respect for their quarterback and their receivers and their ability to throw the ball. So I think it's just as important to stop those plays as it is the running game.
Talking to former players about this game, they always say the LSU-Alabama game is always the most physical game of the year. How do you see that manifest itself on the field?
Well, I think that's probably true. We play a lot of physical teams in our league, but I think over the years LSU has had a very similar kind of team to our team. I mean, we try to have a physical team. We try to recruit physical players. I think they do the same thing. There's not a lot of trickum in what they do, and we haven't had a whole lot of trickum around here in what we do, and the emphasis is on guys being able to execute. So they've had a lot of really good players. They have a lot of really good players right now, and we've been fortunate to have a lot of good players, and it's always been a really physical game.
Nick, what's the right balance in the box and slowing down Fournette? In other words, too many and he can get to the second level and gouge it, and too little, he could probably do the same. Right.
Well, I think that you got to mix it up a little bit, because if you always put extra guys in the box, they're probably going to hurt you with the pass. And obviously, the more guys you put in the box, if he breaks the line of scrimmage, you're going to have fewer guys to be able to squeeze him and be able to tackle him and get hopefully two guys with leverage on him so that you have a better chance to get him on the ground. So I think it's a combination of those things, but I still think it goes back to whatever you're playing. Everybody's got to be very disciplined in their eye control and their leverage on what they key, how they react and respond, and the kind of leverage they keep on the ball.
Two more, Alex. You've mentioned several times about avoiding the pressure on Jake in the game. What can you do outside of just one-on-one matchups? Can you create, tight end matchups, double on the edge?
I think most of our issues have not been schematic issues. I think they've been issues of execution in terms of the consistency and the way we've been able to protect. And sometimes it's been very, very good, and we've made some very good plays. And sometimes it has not been what it needs to be, and that's what we focus on trying to improve on. So I don't think it's necessarily scheme in nature. I do think that, it really comes down to guys being able to execute. And in the offensive line, you got to play together. You got to pass off games, and, people have good rushers on the edge, and we've probably been beat on the edges more than we like. And we just got to continue to try to improve fundamentally.
Two more, both TV. We'll start in the back. Greg.
Hey, Nick, straight in the back here. You had said over the summer that you spoke with Lane Kiffin about wanting to reestablish that identity as a power running team, one that wears down the opponent in the fourth quarter. How do you feel like Lane has done with that challenge so far this year?
Well, I think we've created really good balance, in our offense, and I think the key is when we've been able to do that, when we've been able to run the ball effectively, we've been a more effective offensive team. And I think it's created balance in how we've been able to throw the ball. It's created more favorable down and distance for us. When we haven't been able to do that, we've struggled a little more. So obviously in this game, probably playing the best front seven, probably the best defensive team we played all year personnel-wise, as well as how they're coached and how they play. It's going to be a real key to the game.
Last one, back right.
With the number 4 ranking, how do you keep your players on an even keel if some of them want to get excited so early?
Well, I don't think the ranking means anything. I mean, it doesn't mean anything. All it means is you've created an opportunity to have a chance to finish the season and maybe have an opportunity to play, in some other games that are big games. All right, but if the players aren't smart enough to know that they need to stay focused on the game, because if you don't play well in every game that we have from here on out, you won't be ranked anymore. All right, so what good does it do? What does it mean? It means nothing. I don't even know why we have it. The only time it means anything, the only reason we have it is for folks like you to talk about and write about. That's all it is. All right, and ask questions about, which you did a nice job of, incidentally. All right, so, but other than that, what does it mean? Tell me what it means. Does that mean somebody's getting in the playoff or they're not getting in the playoff? Doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything. So until the end of the season, I don't have anything to say about that. I really don't, because it really doesn't mean anything other than your team has done well enough to have a chance to create an opportunity for itself if they can finish the season the right way. That's what it means. All right, thank you.